Hello guys, welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to talk about something that's been weighing heavy on my heart. I'm going to do my makeup while I share the story with you. So since it's a bit of a heavy one, grab your coffee, sit back, and I'm going to talk to you guys as if we're having a heart-to-heart because God knows I need it. So I've been thinking a lot about loss and forgiveness and what it means to let go of the things that are weighing you down. So recently, I lost my dad, August of last year. And I didn't really have a relationship with him. I think in my 33 years of life, I ever spoke to him on the phone 3 or 4 times maybe. I have always felt like I've carried this weight of not having a father all of my life. My way of coping with it was always like joking around, being like, oh my God, I have daddy issues. Because it was so confusing to me. How can you miss somebody that you've never met? Someone that you never really knew? And then how can I explain the betrayal that I feel by someone who's never been present in my life? So when he passed away, I decided to not go to the funeral. A part of me just felt like I wasn't supposed to be there. And y'all, I purposely chose to do my makeup while I talked about this because it gets me very emotional. And you guys will understand as the story continues. But I'm doing my makeup to prevent me from crying. So like I was saying, I decided not to go, right? Because I felt like I would not have belonged there. Being in a room full of people that probably had so many memories with him. And then there was me, his daughter. But I don't have one single memory to talk about besides him not being in my life. No, we're not going to do this. We're not going to do this. Not the makeup. Oh, Jesus. So I was saying, I just didn't want to feel like a stranger at his funeral because I know that I wouldn't have been able to handle that emotionally. But then fast forward, I've had 2 dreams about him since this happened, right? So my first dream that I had with him was me talking to him and letting him know that despite the fact that he wasn't in my life, that I was choosing to forgive him. Because all in all, I just wanted him to rest. I wanted him to find peace. And I feel like I never got to tell him that I forgave him in life. So I know that right now is definitely too late, but I still wanted him to have that. I believe that I blamed him for so much that happened in my life during my childhood. But in that dream, I realized that he never really had the chance to explain because I never gave him that opportunity. In that first dream, I told him that I loved him and that I just wanted him to rest in peace. Then fast forward to last night, y'all. This second dream was completely different because I was at his funeral. And it was weird because in my dream, I was aware that he had already had a funeral and that I hadn't been able to make it, right? Or I chose not to make it to the first original funeral. And so this funeral was set up just for me to have closure. And so I walk towards his casket and I go and I hold his hand. And as soon as I hold his hand, just like a flush of emotions just come rushing out of me. And I just remember holding his hand and crying and sobbing so loudly as if all that crying was going to heal the pain that I was feeling or that I have been feeling. Oh, we got a shot, y'all. Give me a second because I'm doing my makeup and don't judge me because I cry a lot on my own. I'm the biggest fucking crybaby. Anyways, y'all, I cried so much in my dream. And this is where I believe is something that needed to happen. I apologized to him for not giving him that opportunity to hear him out, to let go of my anger and forgive him and just turn the page and allow him to have a relationship with me, a relationship with my children. Because I feel like the reason why this has been weighing so heavy on my mind is because I sort of blame myself, right? He was in a car accident and unfortunately he didn't make it. So it wasn't like it was from natural causes. I feel as if I would have given him the chance to explain, or not even, just decided to forgive him, that he would still be alive today. Because maybe he wouldn't be where he was in that moment when he got into that car accident. Maybe we would have been on the phone. Maybe we would have had a relationship. Maybe he would not have been there. And so after apologizing to him in my dream and telling him all these things, it was me coming to the realization that I never gave that opportunity that he so desperately wanted. Because the amount of times that this man messaged me and tried calling me through Facebook, and I would just ignore him because, again, I was blinded by all this hurt and pain and anger. I feel like I held on to so much too long to where it cost me having him in my life. So after waking up, I don't know how else to explain it, but all of those emotions, they literally were just flushed out of my body. And the peace that I felt is something that I can't even put into words. It was just a feeling of, I don't know if he knows. I hope to God that he's aware that I forgive him and that I love him and that I don't judge him anymore. Wait, we're not crying. We haven't even set this concealer. We haven't set this concealer yet, Martha. But I just want him to know that I love him. And that even though I don't have any memories, because we never had the chance to be able to create memories, I love him. And that if I could do things differently today, I would 100% respond to his messages. And I wouldn't even probably want an explanation. I would just want to get to know him for who he is now. And then when I woke up, it was so weird and strange, waking up with tears rolling down my face. I was just looking up at the ceiling and I'm just like, what's going on? I hadn't comprehended that I was already awake, but I am so at peace knowing that I was finally able to tell him that I forgave him and also apologize to him for everything that I've held on to. It was like I had my own second version of a funeral, one where I could heal even if it didn't happen in real life. I guess what I want to say with all of this is that sometimes you have to forgive, not just the other person, but yourself as well. It shouldn't be about the relationship that you had or didn't have with the other person. Sometimes it's just about freeing yourself from all that, so that if you're carrying anything with you, whether it's anger, pain, regret, take a moment to forgive, even if it's just for your own peace of mind. I know that this video is definitely different in comparison to all my other videos where I'm just laughing and being my old goofy self. But in the end, I wanted to share it with you because I feel like we all have something or someone we need to forgive. If you're going through something like this, just know that it's okay to let go and find peace on your own terms. Now, leave a comment below if you've experienced anything like this. And hopefully this wasn't a bit too emotional for you guys. I'll see you guys in the next one.